Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here today because we are diving into a topic that's incredibly important, especially if you are a law student or even someone who's just curious about what law graduates actually do after they complete their degree. We often think law school means only two things: courtrooms or corporate offices. But the truth is, there are so many diverse and fascinating career options which are available after law school in India today, each with its own path, purpose, and potential. So, in this video, I'll walk you through all those options in a way that even someone with no legal background can follow. Think of this as a complete career map after your LLB. Let's get started. Let's begin with the most traditional and iconic path: litigation, or practicing as a lawyer in courts. As soon as you graduate with an LLB, you can enroll yourself with your state bar council or any other bar council of any other state of your choice, and you can become an advocate under the Advocates Act of 1961. Now, that gives you the license to appear in courts. But what does a litigator actually do? Litigators represent clients. The clients could be individuals, it could be companies, it could be the government as well. And it represents these clients in different kinds of legal disputes. It could be a civil case like a land dispute or a contract, uh, or a breach of contract. It could be a criminal case like a theft or assault. Yes, you could also work on constitutional matters, public interest litigations, or even high profile corporate disputes. So you usually start under the mentorship of a senior advocate, right? And from there, over time, you can build your own practice by establishing your own clientele, right? Again, initially, when you're working under the mentorship of a senior advocate, the salary is low, but the exposure that you get, the learning that you get is unmatched, right? Some of the best known lawyers in India, like Harish Salve, Indira Singh, or Kapil Sibal, all began this way, right? Now, here's something many students don't know about: judicial clerkships. After law school, you can apply to work as a law clerk to judges in high courts or the Supreme Court of India. What does this mean? You work directly under that judge, right? And help him or her in legal research, in drafting opinions as well as judgments, in summarizing case records, in preparing briefs, right? So, this experience of working under a judge gives you an inside view, an inside perspective of the judicial mind: how judgments are written, how precedents are applied, how reasoning is structured, right? So, clerkship programs are again offered by institutions like the Supreme Court of India or the high courts of, different states, and even by individual judges. Again, this clerkship is for a fixed term of 1 year, but it can be extended only on the discretion of the judge that you're working under. But it is incredibly prestigious, and it opened doors in fields like litigation, policy making, as well as academia, right? Now, let's shift gears and talk about the glamorous world of law firms. Now, these are professional law firms that basically provide legal services to the corporations, right? Or the big companies, right? Which includes advice on mergers, acquisitions, contracts, intellectual property, arbitration, and regulatory compliance, right? There are several top law firms like Shardul, Amarchand Mangaldas, Sam, right? You have JSA, you have Trilegal, you have Luthra and Luthra Partners, you have AZB and Partners, you have CAM, Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas, you have Khetan and Company. All these are tier one law firms, right? Now they work on multi-crore deals and they often represent Fortune 500 companies. Now, in corporate law firms, the lifestyle is very demanding, right? You have long hours of work, you have very tight deadlines, but the compensation that you get, but the salary that you get is significantly higher than most other law careers, especially if you're recruited directly from a top law school like NLSIU Bangalore, NLU Delhi, or Jindal Global Law School, right? Now, if I talk about If you're not a fan of a law firm culture, but you might enjoy working as an in-house lawyer, an in-house legal lawyer, right? What does this mean? Now, an in-house counsel, basically every large corporation or organization, whether it's Reliance, Tata, ICICI Bank, or Infosys, it has its own legal department. And as part of the in-house team, you again handle the corporate law or the issues which relates to corporate laws like contracts, vetting, compliance, labor issues, risk management, and ensure that the company stays within the bounds of the law. So, in an in house corporate law, you are basically representing that company in which you are working for, right? And no other company. Whereas, if you're talking about a corporate firm, you represent various corporations, right? So, in house jobs, again, if I talk about in house jobs or in house counsel jobs, they offer better work life balance compared to law firms. And you also get to understand the business side of law very closely. Sometimes company recruit directly, and other times lawyers move from law firms, um, you know, to in house roles after gaining some experience. So, in house lawyers, again, they earn the same amount of money which a corporate firm or a corporate lawyer earns, right? um However, the working hours or the lifestyle is not as demanding as a lawyer in a corporate firm, right? Now, if you have always wanted to uphold justice from the other side of the bench, you could consider judicial services. Yes, becoming a judge. Now, each state in India conducts its own judicial services examination, commonly known as PCSJ, right, for the post of civil judge, which is a junior division. Now, if you clear this exam, you begin your career in subordinate judiciary, where you preside over real trials, give judgments, and ensure justice is served. It's a highly respectable and secure government position. Now, to apply, you usually need a LLB degree, right? Right? And to be under a certain age limit, typically it's 35 years. States like Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, these are some of the most competitive judicial exams. Recently, we had a judgment where another condition, another prerequisite was stipulated to be eligible for writing a judicial examination, which is minimum 3 years of experience as a practicing advocate. We will dive deeper into it in another video which solely deals with this particular new law and this particular new requirement, right? But for now, what you have to understand is, in order for you to be eligible to be qualified to write a judicial examination, you must have an LLB degree, and you should also have minimum 3 years of experience as a practicing advocate, right? And yes, if you start young and you stay consistent, it's possible that you become a judge in your late 20s or early 30s, right? Now, if you're someone who enjoys teaching, research, as well as writing, right, then legal academia might be your calling. You can pursue an LLM, clear the UGC NET exam, and apply for the faculty positions in colleges and national law universities, right? So for teaching in colleges as well as universities, you need an LLB degree. Along with this, you also need an LLM or PhD degree, and you should also qualify the UGC NET exam, right? Another thing. Now, institutes like National Law School of India, NLSIU, Bangalore, NLU Delhi, Symbiosis Law School, Jindal Global Law School, and many state universities offer full-time teaching role. So again, it's also a great space to publish papers, attend conferences, and shape the next generation of lawyers. Now let's talk about a career option that's not always discussed, but it's incredibly valuable. It's called the role of a paralegal. So what exactly is a paralegal? Think of a paralegal as a legal assistant, someone who supports lawyers and law firms by doing essential legal work behind the scenes. This includes tasks like legal research, drafting contracts, preparing case files, managing client documentation, and ensuring that every small detail of a case is ready before it goes to the court or a corporate negotiation table. Now, here's what's important. A paralegal is not exactly a lawyer, which means that they don't appear in court or give direct legal advice to clients. But they are a very important part of the legal process. They make sure that the paperwork is perfect, the research is sound, and the deadlines are met. Right? This is an especially great option for fresh law graduates, as well as final year law students, as well as those graduates who have a diploma or certificate program in legal studies, right? So there are plenty of places in India where you can work as a paralegal, right? You can work in law firms, right? Like Hetan, Trilegal, JSA, or you can also work in legal outsourcing firms like Integrion and Pangea 3, right? So these are things that we will be talking about in some time. Again, even corporate legal departments and NGOs hire paralegals to manage documentation and regulatory work. In fact, government backed legal aid services like the District Legal Services Authority also engage trained paralegals to assist in spreading legal awareness and supporting under trial prisoners, especially in rural and underprivileged areas. So these are also known as paralegal volunteers, PLVs, right? So you can also take certified paralegal training courses, right? These paralegal training courses are offered by institutes like Indira Gandhi National Open University. Then you have Indian Institute of Paralegal Studies, and you even have short term training modules which are given by the State Legislative Services Authority, right? So being a paralegal gives you a real world exposure to how law works on the ground, right? From client handling to document preparation. It also serves as a stepping stone if you're aiming for a higher legal roles but want to build a strong foundation first. So if you're someone who's organized, detail oriented, and enjoys working in a structured legal environment without the stress of courtroom battles, then the paralegal path might be just right for you, right? Now, if you're someone who is passionate about policy reforms or human rights or legal development, you can work with research based think tanks and NGOs. For example, you have institutions like Vidhi Center for Legal Policy, PRS Legislative Research, and Center for Policy Research, right? Similarly, these particular institutions, they engage deeply in lawmaking and policy drafting. Then you have NGOs like CHRI, HRLN, Amnesty International, right, which hire legal researchers as well as advocate to work on real social issues, from prisoner rights to child protection laws to forced labor laws, right? Then, now let's talk about the legal roles in public sector organizations and regulatory bodies, right? Many government bodies recruit legal officers through competitive exams. For example, you have SEBI Grade A exam, which recruits for securities regulation. Then you have RBI legal officer roles, which deal with central banking and financial laws. Similarly, you have NABARD, EPFO, IRDAI, all which have dedicated legal wings. Then you have PSUs like UONGC, NTPC, BAIL, which recruit through CLAT PG or their own exams. So these jobs offer great pay, benefits, as well as job security, and you get to work at the intersection of law and policy, right? Now, if you have bigger dreams, let's go global, right? Let's go global. You can pursue a master's in law from abroad, right? From universities like Harvard, Oxford, Cambridge, NYU, or LSE, and enter the field of international law. Now, this can lead to roles in United Nations and its various agencies. You can get into International Court of Justice. You can get into international arbitration centers like ICC Paris or LCIA London. You can work at international NGOs and human rights organizations. So to get there, you'll need some strong academics, some strong internships, a very strong CV, language skills, of course, and you also get a scholarship like Fulbright or Rhodes Scholarship, right, for doing the same. So that can help you financially. Moving on. Now, let's talk about the legal process outsourcing, right? Legal process outsourcing, also known as LPOs, they are the firms that outsource legal work from foreign clients, right? So they outsource legal work from foreign countries or foreign clients, mainly from the US, UK, and Canada. So you'll mostly work on contracts, you'll work on document review, compliance vetting, and legal transcription. Some top LPOs include Pangea 3, then you have Clutch Group, you have Integrion, right? So these are some top LPOs. Then mostly, if I talk about this particular LPO, there is very less courtroom. In fact, there is no courtroom work. It's more about back office legal work, right? So that is what an LPO does. Moving on, there is a field of legal journalism as well as edtech companies. Yes, you can mix law with media as well. Legal journalism is booming in India with platforms like Live Law, Bar and Bench, the Leaflet, right, which are reporting live updates, court proceedings, as well as legal analysis. You can also teach law online, create YouTube content, build legal blogs, or become a part of, a growing legal edtech space like Unacademy, Byju's, or iExamB. So it's a great field if you love communication and education. And finally, let's talk about starting your own thing. Legal tech startups are growing fast, whether it's AI based, contract analysis, e lawyer platforms, or virtual legal advice. You can also start a law coaching venture, right? Or a consultancy for startups and sort of small to medium enterprises, right? So some successful Indian legal startups are Vakil Search, right? Lawrato, right? Similarly, Legistify, right? So these are some of the prominent legal startups that we know of. So there you go, a complete roadmap to life after law school. So, from courts and companies to classrooms and content, the opportunities are endless. You just need to find your fit and commit to your path and build consistently. And remember, you don't have to figure it all out right now. It's okay to explore, make mistakes, and change directions. Law is one of the most versatile degrees out there. So, if you found this video helpful, do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs career clarity after LLB. Drop a comment and let me know which stream are you most drawn to. I'd love to guide you further. Until next time, keep growing, keep exploring, and keep climbing the legal ladder. Thank you so much.